Hello! Welcome back. It's been a while since I've made a video like this, but here we are. I'm kind of excited because I got this new PNG tuber set up and I have a new recording program, so I'm hoping things will go a lot smoother and I'm hoping I can get more videos out faster. Today I'm going to be going over how and why I redid this thumbnail for the map Only Love Can Hurt Like This, hosted by Black Cat Nix on YouTube. I believe I have two parts in this map. I finished both of them a while back. The map itself is incomplete, but hopefully it will be complete soon. This is the second ever map I've joined, so it's definitely been in the making for a while. This is the original thumbnail I put into the thumbnail contest, and it was made February 2024. It features Blue Star, Okar, and Moss Kit. There were several things I wanted to fix about this. Firstly, the fur. Don't get me wrong, that's a style, but to me, especially now that I've changed my art style, it's very rigid and spiky. Also, it kind of just looks like I used a symmetry tool to draw Okart and Moskit, so maybe let's fix that. I also wanted to fix the eyes and the anatomy, because it's definitely something I've improved on, and the lighting and coloring as well. So let's move on to the speed paint. Just a mild ellipse warning, because I do a lot of flipping between layers and blending. So there's a lot of flashing images, so just beware of that if you are sensitive to those kinds of things. To the speed paint. Okay, so I started with Blue Star first. I started by putting circles where I originally had the heads of the cats, and I started by fixing the fur and making her mouth actually look like a muzzle instead of just like an oval thing. I also wanted a bit more movement in the picture, so I put her paw up and I added her tail because it made it kind of flowy. And then I started working on Okart. I kind of struggled with his eyes because Okart and Moskit are so small and tiny. And that was an issue I had when I made the first thumbnail as well, which I should have fixed, being aware of this already. But it made me struggle with Moskit even more because he was even smaller. I wanted to try and give Moskit a cuter pose and make him like hanging over Okart's tail or something. But in the end, I just gave up and copied and pasted Okart's sketch and made it smaller, which isn't great, but it's okay. Then I started with the line art. You can see line art's a bit of a struggle for me because I feel like it's too thick and it doesn't look clean and then whatever. But I started going through that. There's gonna be a bunch of flashing images in a second. I don't know what I was doing. It looks like I had a stroke. I don't even know. But right after the line art finishes, there's gonna be flashing images. So like a lot of flashing between the reference image and the speed paint. So I don't really know what's going on there. Yep, there it is. There it is. I really don't know what happened here. This is gonna go on for a second. Okay, there we go. Then I started with the coloring. I had to scroll way back through my photos and grab the old reference images that I got from the map. And yes, I did submit this to the original map Discord server, so if I win the thumbnail contest and the map does get completed, then this is where that's from. I also realized in the old thumbnail I messed up Okart's design. That's interesting. No one pointed it out, but that's okay. Then I started working on Moskit, which I also messed up the design for, which I don't know what I was doing back then. Maybe I was sleep deprived. That could always be it. Then I started working on lighting. I just did basic shading because, yes. I also realized I forgot to add Blue Star's leg in the old thumbnail, and then I realized I forgot to do that here too. Maybe that's just something I do. But I added it back, and that was fine. Then I just put it onto a soft light blending layer, so that way it looked like shading. Then I feathered out her eyes, so that way it looked like it was glowing. I'm not sure what I was going for in the original thumbnail. Maybe her getting her 9 lives or something, because there's a star in front of her eye. I'm not really sure. Ask that to Past Squeaky Duck. But I put a tealish color over everything, and then I changed it to a multiply layer, and then I start erasing, and that's usually how I do rendering. Something went wrong with the colors here. I think I pressed some buttons, so then I tried to fix it. Then I just went through and erased the parts where I wanted it to look like a light was shining on it, and I did that for each 3 of the cats. Again, it was really difficult for Moskit because he was so tiny and pixelated. That's a mistake I should have fixed earlier, but I just gave up on it at that point. Then I started adding the stars. And I'm so sorry if I pronounced this wrong, the sparkly things in the back, it could be bouquet lights, I honestly have no clue. My pronunciation is weird. Anyway, then I started with the text, and I was actually struggling because in the original image, I didn't have her tail sticking up, so I had a lot of space for the text. But now I did have her tail sticking up, and I thought I could just put the words over the tail, but it didn't really look that good, and so then I struggled a lot with moving things around. It came out fine in the end, though. Then I added lighting to each of the stars by using just like a light brush. That's what it is. Light pen. Nadia recommended that to me because I was an idiot and just tried to use a airbrush. But this looks really pretty. And then I added a little bit of glow to the letters, just like I did in the old one. And that's it. And this is the final product. I actually am really happy with how this turned out because I thought I hadn't improved at all in the past year, but I guess I have. So I guess just keep practicing art and everything will work out. That's it for today's video. I am working on an animatic and my 200, 300, and 400 sub special all put in one because I was lazy. Alright, I'll see you. Bye-bye.